afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and riveting Propagandacast. Me, host Imperial Dane, off here to 1 vs 1 on, you guessed it, Langraskaya. In the north it is Arnolaz, last of the Arnos. Fighting for the Oberkommand West, Germany, Deutschland, taking on the role here of the 10th SS Panzerdivision Frundsberg. West and south it is Nightcloud, fighting for King Country, the Commonwealth, rolling out here with the 7th Armored Division, the Desert Rats. We got Spec Ops, Luftwaffe, and Scavenge there for Arnolaz with Infantry, Stukasafuss, and Anti-Tanker Bulletins versus Vanguard, Royal Artillery, and Mobile Assault with Triple Infantry there for Nightcloud. Sturm Parts, that's the section here. And what is this, ladies and gentlemen? We're actually getting a Kugelwagen. Yes, you read and heard that correctly. Well, watched that correctly. I mean, I don't think we got this yet in Braille. Anyways, Kugelwagen out there for Arnolaz. Sturmpionier was the section, third section away there for Nightclub. Kugelwagens. We don't see a lot of those for, well, in most cases, obvious reasons. They don't scale very well for starters, and they tend to die pretty fast, so I still feel like they should probably also look into like lowering the experience requirement for the Kugelwagen and maybe overhauling some of the veterancy levels. I think that might make the Kugelwagen slightly more attractive than it currently is. But anyways, we've got to push here for this inside. Both now here. Nightcloud also going hard east. He's clearly looking to disrupt Arnolaz, which is interesting. Normally it's the Oberkommand not doing the disrupting against the Brits, not vice versa. Yet here we are with Nightcloud, very boldly and brazenly just stepping right into like Arnolaz's neighborhood with a large kettle of tea and biscuits and some Stilton cheese. Sturm has the section here, section they're fighting with the Kugelwagen up close. They are actually losing out here in a miraculous sight, which I'm sure will be recorded in many German books throughout history. Section there falling back. Disruptive start here from Nightcloud did not work out. In this case, it was basically the parade on a minor scale and with notably less dead Canadians. Unless you want them to be Canadians, these chaps, in which case, knock yourselves out. Just don't go to Canada anytime soon. Always got my aggressive mining down there from Arnolaz. East and eastern fuel point there with the Kugelwagen, grabbing the point here in the east as well. Moving westwards there with the section. And we got Volkers boldly advancing on the centre victory point for the fatherland. 4th Volker Squad on the way there, or 3rd one actually on the way there for Arnolaz to back up on his mighty Kugelwagen strategy, which will surely go down in history. Grabbing the western munitions point, section setting out the big universal carrier out there for Nightcloud. Universal carrier, the sinister reflection in the mirror of the Kugelwagen. Universal flanking up behind the Fulters, catching in a deadly crossfire between it and a lot of sections. They've got Fulters moving from the other side. They're here trying to assist the Fulters as they caught here. Arnolaz certainly trying to swing the game aggressively versus Nightcloud. As they're just trying to waffle about then. Perhaps make some waffles. He is going in hard there with jackboots and perhaps a nice bit of sauerkraut. Universal they're being assaulted by the Sturm Punish. The Sturm Punish themselves on a bad spot. Need to be careful about that. We're probably seeing an early Vickers K here from Nightcloud on his Universal carrier. Noting no sign of the doctrines yet. We got a 4th section there from Nightcloud, a bold aggressive move there in some ways, at least in terms of strategy, though tactically aggression is not quite there yet. Arnolaz coming to a 4th Volks Committee squad. We'll never see if that works out. Volks are being slowly bled out. Kugelwagen moving in to further assist their Kameraden. And we got that University falling back there in the face of German firepower. We got the 4th section almost done. Yet I imagine we'll be there we go, seeing the Vickers K mounted on the Universal Carrier. I don't know how many times they actually mounted that one on the Universal Carrier. I know they mounted other stuff like the Vickers and the 50 caliber, but also anti-tank guns occasionally. But I don't know about the Vickers K. But I mean, I can't rule it out. It's not like it's a difficult thing to mount on it. It just seems a bit small. You know, you got this big Universal Carrier and you mount that tiny thing. I don't know. Try on the way there, Arnolaz. Bad Group Headquarters Mechanized Regiment. I mean, Mechanized Regiment, Command Panther Store would be the obvious choice, but who knows? Arnolaz may be a man of depth of character. We'll have to see that. Anyway, you must get the Fulton is backing up the section there, pushing on the eastern side again. Nightcloud here, certainly a man who tries not to just bash his head into a wall, but is actually trying to outmaneuver his, opponent. That's good. We got an by there. Lots of mines down there from Arnolaz. He's actually laying down a very sparsely sort of positioned minefield, but nonetheless is a bit of a sort of mine string spell. Pearl? Yeah, no, anyways, just, like pearls on a string, he sort of mines things out there, which is interesting. I like that. Obviously, Nightcloud is not going to like it, but that's kind of the purpose of the mines. Back here we got sappers on the way there from Nightcloud. Mine goes off, blowing apart several section members. Probably cursing the other section. We should have, maybe given them some heads up. Always sap halfway down there for Nightcloud. We got the truck stop sending about there for Arnolaz. Launching a mighty counterattack here. Banhan Granada being flung through the air into the windows then to light things up. And the Kuban goes down in a tragic explosion as the Langraskaya taking it out there. Minor loss there for Arnolaz. Minor loss, nothing horrific. Nothing that's going to leave Arnolaz up at night thinking, what could you have done better? There you go, mechanized regiment up, certainly increase the chance of the good old Command Panther stall. Sending a grenade over against the section, push, that's going to force them away there still. Nightcloud's going to gain back the territory there, and he's, been able to disrupt Arnolaz fuel a bit better this time around. No grenades here, no bolts at section yet there from Nightcloud either. We got the AC Mark III being prepared. He's likely anticipating the mechanized regiment. And Arnolaz is likely anticipating the AC, so he could go for the looks, but I'm kind of anticipating just skipping the middleman and just going straight for the Puma because he's going to be aware of what's going to come his way. And it's not an ice cream van. Bit of skirmishing there, pushing up the west side there with the sections there for King and Country. Nothing further, nothing there from Nightcloud, no grenades, no bolsters, no nothing. No doctrine either. And we could go for mobile assault taking some commandos, just put more pressure on Arnolaz folks. Gun these with just rifles are going to be a bit, undergunned versus the commandos who will be able to lay down some much more devastating fusillades than the folks gunners will with just K9TKs. More salvaging here. I was about to say it's more miles, but he is salvaging. Very good work there. Bit of fuel there. And mechanized regiment standing ready there. Somewhat proudly, and there you go. Puma, the 234-2. Again, I'm under no delusions that's what Nightcloud's going to go for. And similarly, I imagine Nightcloud at this point kind of knows where this is going to go as well. It's going to be a Puma. But if he didn't go for the AC, then you could get hit by looks. So, there's sort of all of these mind games going on there. But while you're up there, need to be careful, of course, they don't wind themselves stacked. That would be a bit awkward. And possibly a bit fatal. Mines up here by the fuel point, specifically by the sandbags. Good work there by Arnolaz. Puma almost down there for Arnolaz. And the German army, die Deutsche Army, focusing down there, engaging the section here by the carve point. Bit of skirmishing there. Lighter skirmish there, more mines up there from Arnolaz. I'm liking Arnolaz's very consistent mining. That is probably some of the most consistent mining I've seen out of any one player. And sometimes, if an Orbital Commandos player who tend not to be huge in mining, and there you go. As worried, he didn't mine himself stat, but he did have the destroy cow ability to save his plus area there. So there you go, the much awaited AC versus Puma duel. Still not making any sort of clear indication as to what the strategy is. Again, we are assuming Special Operations Command Panther stall, but of course we are hoping perhaps for something a bit more interesting, or at least a good execution of it, at least, interesting, novel execution of it. We'll have to see here. Our way section straight to the mine here, and of course with the Steering Panic Squad waiting on retreat path of the assault rifles, that could get a bit further back there for Nightcloud. Still, Nightcloud overall still maintaining good map control. He's also flanking about here, harassing and cutting off there. Arnolaz's resources, good move, though you need the center victory point as well. That's a little fun fact about Langraskaya. Since the map essentially has two cut-off points, you got this and you got this. That's a little fun note. If they're actually for the south, you also got this point, and that's so close to the basic. Can't really count it. But anyways, bit of work there, sounding out the AC. Well, it's not necessary there, but you've got this, you also can cut off the opponent. Puma the landing got hit in the Langraskaya, almost taking it out. Now we got the looks out there for Arnolaz, certainly further increasing the chance of the special operations. Bolts is up there for Nightcloud. Grenades, I think, were a really great investment for Nightcloud, to be honest, but he's not at least interested for now. What happens if he becomes interested down the road? Maybe as he broadens his horizons. Trot on the way there, so that's the Battle Group headquarters, and that more increases the chance of Spare Ops Command Panther stall. Just going to extent come down there to then how Nightcloud or Arnolaz executes and what Nightcloud does. University they're taking fire. Stuart Pony's down to less than half health, and well, they are less than half health. Also, he's close to losing another man. But there you go. Truck and looks around here at the same time for Arnolaz. Seizing back the western victory point for the fatherland. Need to be careful where that truck is going. Arnolaz need to be careful. Troops are reinforcing. Section using points. And we got the 6-pounder gun away there for Nightcloud to help assist with any German light vehicles or armour. Of the lighter kind, of course, as well. Luke's there making a quick drive-by across the centre here. Section under here, far from Luke's its autocannon doing a bit of damage. There you go, AC to the rescue. 6-pounder gun almost done as the Puma moves in here. Sections advancing here, of course, need to be mindful of the Arnolaz's mines, which again are very thoroughly across the place. Although those could stand to be finished. Final capturing his own car point by the Football Squad, then up left side, quickly being deflected here by Nightcloud's west flank forces. Very good. AC with section support finding out in the centre. More infantry colliding like two tectonic plates. Puma there, continue to fire away the missing AC getting off and miss as well there. There you go, directly from the 6-pounder gun on the Puma, almost taken out. And there you go, the AC takes out Arnolaz's Puma, leaving him in a pretty tight spot. We got a very forward battle group headquarters weather, which is a pretty bold move there by Arnolaz. I mean, of course, it allows for forward reinforcement and healing, but I mean, it's also going to be much more within the possible line of fire of British anti-tank weapons and tanks. I mean, that is a very bold maneuver, I know how you look at it. And you got a big storm away there from Nightcloud to further constrain and control Arnolaz's infantry. You might want to try and put more pressure there, of course, on Arnolaz's fuel point as well, but I would say Nightcloud's doing a pretty good job, and he's in a pretty good spot having taken out the Puma, since that pretty much removes the major threat to both his AC and his universal carrier. And it's just overall going to be much harder for Arnolaz to stall, because even the tank now is going to be a much bigger problem there for Arnolaz, since the Puma was one of your better options also for slowing down the initial medium tanks that might arrive on the battlefield. So that's a bit of a sticky spot there that Arnolaz suddenly finds himself in. He's actually equipped the Sturmpaniers with Panzerschrecks, indicating that Arnolaz might be realising he's in a bit of stiff sauerkraut and he's going to have to work his way out of it. Academy out there for Arnolaz. Right, thanks to be more under pressure again here. The Nightcloud is centering most of his forces around the centre. Section anti-tank holding back. Section moving eastwards. Very deep flank here by Nightcloud. It's going to go for the fuel point. Going for that fuel point. Moving in boldly and brazenly. Back here, nothing further going on there for Nightcloud. Luke's moving in halfway to veteran to 1. Big push there by Arnolaz. Counter attack there. Note he's sort of slightly trying to get around this. He can also threaten the retreat path. Luke could have perhaps gone for a deeper flank first, but either way, the full route there. Nightcloud obviously cannot afford to sort of stand about there. That kind of threat. Nightcloud moving in there with the AC Mark III. Of course, need to be careful. There might be Raketen mappers and other stuff sort of hitting about, and there goes spots the Raketen. If we have to call in the house here, further trapping Arnolaz defenses until they're almost taking out Fulton Squad. As an artillery shield is a bit too close. We also got to take out there for Nightcloud. House they're about to collapse under British artillery fire. AC quickly routes. There you go. Shell completely just pulverizes the house in the end. Again, with Holmes taken out here. Another hit. That is some surprisingly accurate artillery there from Nightcloud's 25-pounder guns. Section with Steel Pioneers. We've got Luke's flanking in again as well. He needs to get the 6-pounder gun up there to assist. Nightcloud, I think, not too far off there from tanks, which is definitely going to give Arnolaz a headache. As again, he is very much not equipped, I think, for dealing with any sort of major armoured movement from Nightcloud. Supply lines being cut. You see they're landing a nice hit. 5 kills, close to veteran 2. Section wipes the Sturm ponies and steal the Panzerschrecks. Arnolaz's situation is further developing here, further falling apart. Volksguns there being routed with significant casualties there, leaving Arnolaz's front line further understaffed and exposed. In fact, he's just down to 3 Volksgun squads now. What is this? What is this? It is not a Command Panther stall. It is Luftwaffe ground forces. Mein Gott im Himmel. We are seeing Fallschirmjägers. Oh my lord. Fallschirmjägers dropping in there. 3rd Fallschirmjäger Division providing support here for the 10th SS. Lead infantry dropping in from above. AC there with a damaged engine, but he lacks anything to finish it off with. He could try and recruit like Ken there, but that would have to involve the Fallschirm, which was too expensive. Another Volksguard squad. They're down. He's down to just 2 Volksguard squads. The Lux and the Fallschirmjägers. It's all now on the shoulders of the Fallschirmjägers. I mean, this was Greek mythology. They'd be a squad of Atlases, because they're carrying Arnolaz's world right now on their shoulders. Holy smokes. He's got the anti-tank gun. The Fallschirmjäger's doing with the cannon right, covering fire for the treating anti-tank gun. Looks moving in as well. They need to deal with that universal carrier. Could see another full squad there being wiped out. And he goes down. He's down. He just... 1 Volksguard squad, 1 Fallschirmjäger squad. Infantry charging ahead. Anti-tank gun. Mine might absorb some of the advancing troops there. Setting up their forces nearby. He needs more infantry. He needs support weapons. He needs machine guns. I'm surprised he didn't go for any machine guns. But here we are. And now Nightcloud has the Academy up on the way. And again, Arnolaz. Like, he's going to have to recruit these 2 gun vehicles, otherwise he's going to get absolutely crushed beneath the treads of Nightcloud. What? Stukas of Fuss? Has he lost it? Like, has he had too many biscuits out of the biscuit tin? I don't know. That seems... I mean, to an extent I can understand it, but at the current state of affairs, I feel like that is a bit too ambitious to put it in a very, very toned down manner. Fallschirmjägers moving up, they're 4 kills, halfway to veteran 2. But good God, he's going to need more infantry. He's going to need more everything. Everything. I still feel like that Stukas of Us is a horrible choice, but I guess, I mean, I can hope, I suppose, Arnolaz proved me wrong here. I mean, I'd love to be proven wrong on that one. If he pulls it off, that'd be amazing, but sure, boy, I definitely wouldn't recommend that to anyone. Not even Arnolaz. Oh, he Fallschirmjägers, they're good to go. Falls in the being slowly reinforcing. He's got 2 anti-tanks again. He can somewhat absorb the tanks, but still the other swarming from there from Nightcloud is definitely a bit of an issue there. Fallschirmjägers moving up. The FD-42 signing off violently. And they're going to tank guns opening up the advancing Cromwell tank there. 1 hit there. Fallschirmjägers up to Panzerfaust, but there you go. We've got the section up. He's going to need to get the Lux in. Another Stukas of Us up there to somehow deal with it. I mean, the fact he's blobbing up there does make the Stukas of Us rather attractive and could punish Nightcloud then for such, well, roguish tactics. And there you go, mine goes off further, so slowing things off. Stukas was firing. Will the rocket strike go down properly? A few kills, nothing shall say particularly effective. Does slow down Nightcloud perhaps a bit, but he's lost his car point, meaning he's now getting no resources at all. Entertain the Langraskaya here in the Cromwell there. It looks like you've got about the 6 pounder gun, which certainly ended up in German possession. Fallschirmjäger, they're fighting around the Battle Group headquarters. He cannot afford to lose any more ground. And grenades can likely be attempted. He needs to reinforce. There you go. Get battle lightning on the Academy. If he can't afford to lose to the enemy. Clears out the crew. Fallschirmjäger's veteran 2. Oh boy. He's somehow holding on. He's somehow holding on. By a very, very thin thread. Graham Easton fuel point again. Nightcloud still hasn't gone for the doctrine. He might be just laughing because his opponent went for Luftwaffe ground forces. No one goes for that, but... I mean, Fallschirmjägers are surprisingly good if you know how to handle them. It's just most don't. So, hopefully Arnolaz can, display he actually knows how to handle them. So people can learn something. There you go. 2nd Fallschirmjäger squad. My God. More the 3rd Fallschirmjäger Division arrives to support the 10th SS as the infantry has inexplicably died in droves. According to Arnolaz, reports to divisional headquarters. Yeah, my men keep mysteriously dying. I don't know how. Please send better troops. Yeah, thank you. Double Fallschirmjäger section there, fighting it out. Heavy battle rifle fire there, raking down the section. The heavy cover, light cover. Got the Universal coming up. It's going to need the entertainment to back up against the Universal carrier. Fighting was also suffering casualties. Got Luke's moving in there. More troops pushing in here on the right side as well. Tank Hunter section up. The fighting falling back to the battle group headquarters from light reinforcement. Not a bad idea there.
Anti-tank gun ready to do some damage.
There we go. Cromwell sending out once more here for the British Army for the 7th Armoured Division. Stuttgart is firing again here. Rockets finally going off, but only killing squirrels. Only killing innocent, for the most part, hapless squirrels. Except for Rudolph the Bushwhacker. Now that's one nasty squirrel. Cromwell there taking heavy down from the 6-pounder gun here. It is proving to be the backbone here of Arnolaz's beleaguered and desperate defence. Fighting makes there closing in mentioned the 3. We got the Langraskaya Luke's opening up in the section here. Langraskaya there is not opening up in British positions. It's got 17 kills by the way. Cromwell landing an awfully close hit in the fighting makes the 6-pounder gun moving up there as well. Oh dear, he's too slow, he's too slow. The 6-pounder gun got a chance there. Got a kidnapper. Almost took it out, but no. No, the 6-pounder gun takes out the Cromwell, leaving Nightcloud now short of 1 tank. Still, he's got a strong hand, but he got a bit weaker from that, and it does give Arnolaz a bit more time to, regroup and reorganise. And we got the Nightcloud with Vanguard. He's going to go for the Crocodile, and that, of course, it's going to mean a much bigger response is necessary here for Arnolaz to survive that. And we got air support called in as well. There's strafing support into the midst here of Arnolaz's positions. Nightcloud ruthlessly assaults and attacks, or at least disrupts. There you go, section all right there, but the Falchion gets 7 kills close to Vetty 2, 11 kills very close to the Veterinary Freeloader and the Falchion Jäger. That is a lot of stuff going on there. Sappers moving ahead here. And there you go, Veterinary Fleet, much more lethal Fallschirmjägers. Sappers there are definitely doomed at range versus the Fallschirmjägers and have to retreat their Sten guns. Nothing towards the well-designed, if not slightly over-designed, might of the FT-42. Next, they get flanked with the bomb grenade. Got the US coming out there, anti-tank guns firing away there, advancing British infantry. Section there, forced to haul away with the machine gun. Vetty 2 gain there, almost got the car back again with the MD-34, which almost got wiped out. Fighting makers forced to retreat. They got blend cover grenade to cut the retreat here. Air support strafing down, death from above. And new Fed Force going to need to deal with that. Fighting makers there slowly bleeding out with the centre victory point. Need to retreat now. Arnolaz, Wigsog. Nightcloud ceaselessly advances, but runs into the machine gun there. Force moving up there. Rockets as well. Gets some minor hits in there. That's took us so far. It's only killed 2 people. It's not exactly been what you call a raging success for Arnolaz so far, except maybe some psychological, unless they're causing Nightcloud to retreat in terms of his killing stuff. I mean, it's got nothing on the Fallschirmjägers. So there you go, lots of reinforcement there happening for Arnolaz and the 10th SS Panzerdivision Frundsberg. He's going to need to take up, he's going to need armor, because otherwise, I think that Crocodile in longer term is just going to completely just crash him. There you go, Fallschirmjäger reinforcing. Bit of healing needed as well on the Veteran 3-1. But it's going to be a shame to throw that one away. MD-34 good to go as well. Here we got 375, this is 272. And we go, 6-pounder landing great here in the Universal Carrier. Nightcloud is in terms of manpower struggling a bit here with actually setting up for the Crocodile. And that could certainly be what Arnolaz uses to get back into this game with versus Nightcloud if he sort of plays his cards correctly. He doesn't probably know this, but again, there's a lot of sections about, so I mean, he might be able to deduce there's a possibility here for some heavy bleeding versus Nightcloud if he plays his cards correctly. And there you go, Vetty 4 almost there on the Fallschirmjägers. Artillery called in here, quickly scattering out. The eastern fuel pump being seized again. They need to, oh, Sappers getting away there. Far over the centre, we've got the Vickers opening up the advancing Fallschirmjägers. Good into the blend curve, and that's exactly what he does to avoid suppression, but also, prevent the section from grabbing the point without, making themselves super easy targets. Clever play there. Heavy bleeding here, heavy fighting here. Fallschirmjägers there, routing all the Sappers. Veterinary 4, 17 kills in service of Deutschland section right for here by the Fallschirmjägers there as well. There we go. Moving up the Stuttgart Fuss. Stuttgart Fuss unleashing hell, likely on the Vickers machine gun because he knows where it is, or maybe he's just going to catch something else. Looks like it was the hoping to catch something else. Wow, lands a surprisingly effective hit there. Killing out several section members of that one barrage. That was kind of impressive. 5 minutes closing in on F-25 and the ace level fast. 5 minutes squad need to retreat.
The gun is not crude. Not anymore.
Super close on, there you go. Ace level Fallschirmjägers. Ooh, haven't seen that in some time. Still more often than we've seen of F-25 Kugelwagen, but you know, not very often either.
We've just lost some armor.
6-point gun holding up their Stukas with 8 kills. Fallschirmjägers in dire reinforcements, and Arnolaz is in dire need of a schwerpunted quarters. Though even then, once he gets it up, it's still going to take him time to get out anything from it, but the faster the better nonetheless. More mines off there from Nightcloud against Arnolaz and the 10th SS Panzerdivision Frundsberg.
Counterpoint is being overrun.
Fixing up the looks there. Fallschirmjägers reinforcing. 22 kills, 9 kills. Straight to the MG34 here. Nicely positioned there by Arnolaz, at least decently. Fought here, trying to grab Western Victory Point. Running into a storm of fire there from the Fallschirmjägers. A lethal fusillade. The section cannot withstand long, even in light cover. There you go, pushed away. Section pinned down to the ground like insects, begging for mercy. Sweet salvation from the German machine gun. Fallschirmjäger caught here, throwing down the blend cover, which was a smoke grenade. It was primarily used to sort of cover up sort of gaps in smoke lights. Smoke screens, all actually used to force crews out of their tanks, because you throw that stuff in, that's pretty obnoxious stuff there. So that's actually quite useful in that sense as well. Oh, poor Flitzer didn't make it. Actually, if I took out 6-point gun, they're about to get wiped out. That's great that Arnolaz would seize it. Of course, what would also be great is some tanks, because he's about to get hit by Crocodile. Another round of air support in here from the Nightcloud. Of course, the Schwerpunted Corps also running with anti-aircraft support, which would certainly also be helpful there versus Nightcloud. So, you know, Hawker Typhoons, or whatever they call there. Hawker Typhoons, Falcons are routed. Lakers hammering away, they're closing and vetting fleet steadily. Very close to the Crocodile, and there go truck flying away there for Arnolaz and the 10th SS. Able to reorganize and regroup under the mighty aegis of the Fallschirmjäger. Pushing there for the car front with the sections, truck out. Stukas was almost taking out the other section, a bull rate there, which had almost rather unpleasant consequences there for Arnolaz. We lost this Stukas at first. Troops holding the line here as the British Air Force keeps just hammering away there. Fallschirmjägers being rushed ahead here, truck moving in, like going to set up around here as well. But he needs that car point back again. He should probably, I think, try and put more pressure on the left side just to grab some of the points. He's going to get more resources, but also just threaten Nightcloud's resource income. So that, I think, should be something Arnolaz should consider soon. And we got the spare punch calls up at a rather aggressive position. Now we got the Crocodile out here. He's got 2 kidnappers and a 6-pounder gun to then try and stall him by time. Now being to see if we can actually successfully pull that off against the Nightcloud.
Enemy causing trouble, trying to take one of our points.
Looks almost good to go there. 334 versus 253. Nightcloud's Crocodile advances steadily. With no mercy, no remorse. Great hit from the 6-pounder gun on it. Stukas fires. Doesn't quite land the hit she wanted to, and there you go, more rocket fire off. Not the most impressive strike, still got a few kills in the trench out there for Nightcloud to help cover the centre victory point better. Good work. Focusing on the fire here from the Crocodile as well. Both Fallschirmjäger swarms now almost the veteran fire with only 1 to go there. That'd be 2 ace Fallschirmjäger swarms, which is going to be a bit unpleasant there for Nightcloud to have to deal with if utilised correctly. Again, I feel like definitely he needs to sort of put more pressure on the left side there. Bit of a minor oversight in my opinion. There you go, 2 Fallschirmjäger squads advancing there. Section out in the open, easy pickings, and forced to retreat rapidly. We've got self-repairs on the Crocodile here to speed up repairs and fix it up with sappers. Good work there. Of course, it also very obviously signals to Arnolaz is not going to be an immediate threat for him. There you go. Schwerpanzer quarters up. A few minutes we can go for the Jagdpanzer. He would have to start for the Panther. The Panzer IV I definitely feel would be a bit of a weaker choice here versus the Crocodile, but that's just my opinion. Vanguard's going to probably try and run into the Camp Hall Blend Cub before it gets operational. There we go. Blend Cub away. Oh, he throws on fan a bit nine to the trench, so that's going to work out at least partially. Section 8 suppressed, he's trying to flank around the Blend Cub and also still trying to deal with the Arnolaz's force there. 6 pounder going out the Crocodile, doing some damage, grenade off right in a section. Sapper's pinned down under heavy fire, looks heavily damaged though. Also worth noting, the Nightcloud could also be considered to flank Arnolaz. So in this regard, both players I think are getting a bit too literal in their attack movements and cuts down to trying to outmaneuver the other one a bit more. While just trying to, slug it out. 29 kills there on the Ace Fox Maker, 6 pounder landing good here. There we got Betsy 2 on it. Tully called in the force one like Kednapper, we got 16 kills there. Troops healing reinforcing. Stukas of us, about to unleash hell. We got 11 kills there, 1 star veterans in there you go. Trench nuked, more or less. Oh, directly in the Stukas or the Crocodile as well there. Nightcloud's going to need to armor up to back up the Crocodile. The more the better. Arnolaz slowly making his way towards something, but again the question is what? Jagdpanzer, Panther IV, Panther. King Tiger, I mean, it's also possible, but I wouldn't recommend it. I'd not recommend it, but he could be going for it, but it would be a bit silly. Machine gun wiped up, man, lost there from Arnolaz. 29 kills on those Fox Makers. They've definitely done a lot of killing there in the Nightcloud. They have done a lot of it. They've killed many Englishmen, so while they may not quite be Monte Cassino levels of dead Englishmen under their belt, they're doing quite well. Look, they're allies. I guess they're all Americans and other chaps there. Another section routed. Troops going for the centre victory point, got that Crocodile sitting out there. And we got here Valiant Assault. Woohoo! That's not an ability very often either. Again, I think it's actually pretty good. Like a lot of these abilities that boost your infantry ability to just shoot and move, just shoot and do something else, are actually quite good abilities. Just most players tend to never consider them. Like for some German infantry, it's very good in the assault and hold, but similarly, a lot of people overlook them. Again, well executed assault and hold is an amazing ability. And similarly, Valiant Assault is also just really good. I mean, just look at these Ace Fox Makers. They just quickly right in the section there. Boost that one again. Follows just charging ahead here. Like it just gives your infantry much more aggressive ability and sort of makes them much more threatening to deal with for the opponent. So nice use. That could have perhaps been a bit better, but still he made use, but he was still more threatening there to the Nightcloud with it, so thumbs up there. Bren guns fun happening there for Nightcloud. He could also easily afford into research grenades, I feel like. Calling in the Fort Logistics classes of commanders would also think be an excellent option there for Nightcloud. But there you go, hit a mine. But we got Bren guns out there for Nightcloud and the 7th Armoured.
The enemy cut our supply line.
30 kills, 13. Quickly putting back for some light reinforcements. Probably also just plate not having them stand in the most obvious of spots that it gets shot at. Opening up there. Right flank being lightly defended. There you go. Stukas is firing away, closing on Metzny 2. Section 1 retreat by the rockets. Trench shattered. Like an overboard. There you go. Crocodile on the front for the Kedman. The 6 pounder going quickly down Darfeld. You can soon go for the Panther, which again I would recommend. I mean, he could theoretically off the King Tiger, but almost got the Crocodile there. That's quite impressive. Again, Nightcloud though would benefit from some flanking as well, at least some smoke screens. His tactics do seem to be losing a bit of the edge he had in the early game, ends up becoming, I would say, a lot more rudimentary. Which I mean is, not a wildly uncommon occurrence for a lot of players, in particular as the match goes on. They just tend to like cut down a lot in the strategies and sort of get exhausted. And there you go, we do get the Panzer gun firing foot from there for Arnolaz and the 10th SS. Which is a fun fact, did not receive its Panthers until like very late into the war. I think it was first time in 1945 they actually got their Panthers. So that was a fun fact there. And then they lost them very quickly again. Fixing up the command, or the Panther there, well, plus all the stuff being sorted out there. Fallschirmjäger's running out. 30 kills still. 14 kills.
Supply line's been cut.
Meanwhile, we got a Vickers on the way there for Nightcloud. He's not bringing up more armour. What artilleryman? And artillery would really be a good choice here as well. Mortar placement or something else here for Nightcloud, but I mean, he obviously got the Corner artillery from here, but I don't think just sort of more artillery would be beneficial. Fallschirmjäger's leading a raid here against Nightcloud. Can you be careful about it? Yes, I mean, they're up against now heavily equipped British infantry with Bren guns, and there you go. Panther charges forwards there for Arnolaz. Glen cover to cover the retreat there. Nice tactical slow retreat there from Arnolaz. Very good, very good. Falling back steadily. No panicky movements there. Thumbs up. Nightcloud, perhaps I'm going to head elsewhere, but to the centre here against Arnolaz and the German army. Need to be careful with the Panther there. Fighting for the centre, fighting for the west victory point. There we go. Grenades being exchanged, artillery being called out. 25 pounder gun signing off. There you go, bang grenade there on the section being pushed out of there further. But they suppress the Fallschirmjägers as they can to defend. Sound of the blend cover doesn't quite cover well against the machine gun. Got the western one, but about to lose the centre one here to the British. Bounce on the right flank, encountering more unexpected resistance there. Front, well, unexpected resistance from Nightcloud. Crocodile counter-attacking with the sapper support there on the west side to reclaim the victory upon there. Good work. But again, deeper flanks I think would be a very good choice here versus Arnolaz. And unit go up to the Crocodile. Minor blow there to Arnolaz, who's now down to the Fallschirmjägers. His infantry's got nothing else but Fallschirmjägers. No Sturmpanzers, no Volksgrenadiers, nothing. Probably should go for at least another infantry squad. Maybe more Fallschirmjägers. That'd be fun. 16 kills there. Support team there wiped out. Fallschirmjägers are about to get wiped out with the Fallschirmjägers. 18 kills. Panther themselves in the west. A lot of troops there. He might be able to get off a bang grenade there, I think, but otherwise I think he'll have to retreat there. Even with a light cover, there's just too many British around with too many big black machine guns. 268 versus 166. Nightcloud can go for some armour, and he should be going for some armour. But so far, Nightcloud does not seem particularly interested in that. We got another UKF part there for Arnolaz, focusing on the infantry. Not like he has fuel for any armour either, but again, I feel like another Fallschirmjäger squad is more, so that'll be a really good choice here for Arnolaz. Just more elite infantry. Another artillery strike calling to disrupt Arnolaz's positions, his defences, and we got ammo text from Nightcloud indicating he wants to go for a Churchill tank. I'm not sure that's the best idea right now. I feel like he needs something a bit different first before trying to stall for the oh, there he goes, got the Cromwell. I think he realised his mistake, then went for the Cromwell. Good, but even then, tactically, he needs to sort of switch things up as well. The current path, I feel like, may not quite yield him the results he hopes for. Grabbing the Vickers machine in there with the sappers. Seizing the centre victory upon there with the Fallschirmjägers, holding it as well. Set up a nice ambush position there. Glen cover. And a bumping combine of Stugers as well. They're absolutely obliterating anyone trying to get too close there. In the east there, Crocodile there around with Ken and you for opening up the section. Section wiped out. Entertain's about to get wiped out as well. They have about 40 kills on those Fallschirmjägers. 40! I imagine that kill count's going to be going up. Didn't get the machine gun, but the anti-tank gun I think is not going to make it back home for breakfast. There we go, wiped out. Panther going for the Crocodile in the east. Nightcloud's forces are being further scattered and fragmented here by Arnolaz. Panther flanking the Crocodile here. Quick grenade. And that's another one. There you go, with that Nightcloud spirit is broken. pushed to the very edge by the might of the Fallschirmjägers, Nightcloud could not hope to withstand. So there you go, a tense 1 versus 1 on Langraskaya between Arnolaz and Nightcloud. Arnolaz made some earlier mistakes, was able to recover nice with the Fallschirmjägers. They certainly proved to be quite effective. They could have been more flanking manoeuvre on both sides, but I would say it was a reasonably interesting fight. There was some interesting plays, and it's just not Command Panther stalled. I mean, how often do you get to see Luftwaffe ground forces nowadays? Not a lot. So, I mean, thumbs up to Arnolaz for that. At least some good use of the Fallschirmjägers. But again, more flanking maneuvering I think would have been great. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. If you did, like, subscribe. And, remember, if you do subscribe, remember to press the bell button as well. So YouTube is 25.678% more likely to tell you there's a video out. So, please do that. And also, if you'd like to do, you can donate or pledge on Patreon. The links are in the video description. This is Pro LinkedIn. Cheers. Thank you for watching. You're all a wonderful audience. Hope you all tomorrow again for a nice episode. Bye.